Hi, my name is John Kozinski, and I'm going to be talking about the topic, are vegan diets natural? There's a popular idea that we are naturally vegetarian and particularly natural vegan eaters. Vegan meaning people who avoid all animal products, all dairy products, and in the extreme view, honey. People will not wear leather because it would be more of a political statement. All. And for many years, for close to 35 years, I taught the idea that we should be more vegetarian or vegan based on some of the things I was teaching. So I would explain how our digestive system is more vegan because we have long intestines, and I would explain how our teeth show that we don't have any incisors, and that we have a lower stomach acid, and we have alkaline saliva. And then along the way, I started to see some of my vegan teachers got sick. Some of my vegan colleagues got sick, and some of them started dying of things like cancer. So I started to wonder, well, I started to look at all the ideas that I had been teaching up to that point and to see which ones were true, which ones were not false, which ones were false, which ones were true, which ones were still true. I wanted to look at the whole shebang. And so I slowly did that, and I came across some interesting comparative views of our digestive tract. So if you compare our digestive tract to a sheep, which is purely vegan style animal, they get a little bugs in there sometimes. And if you compare our digestive tract to a wolf, it turns out we're someplace in between. So our stomach acid we don't have the sheep's digestive tract because they have a rumen, which has bacteria, so they can eat all raw foods. So we can't eat all raw foods because we don't have the ability to break down the fiber with our digestive tract. The sheep has a rumen, which has bacteria that breaks down all the fiber. We have stomach acid that is much stronger than the sheep's, not as strong as the wolf. We have intestines that are not as long as the sheep, but not as short as the wolf. And we have basically alkaline saliva, which basically shows that we are designed to eat carbohydrates. So if you look at traditional cultures around the world, what human beings are omnivorous. So if you look at the cultures who had longevity, you look at traditional cultures, some ate more animal food, some ate less, but they all ate animal food. They all ate carbohydrate, except they live in cold places. So we are omnivorous animals. It's not true that we're natural vegans. Now, some of the vegan advocates have also looked at hunter-gatherer diets, and they took some information that was basically created by some scientist, an anthropologist, and said human beings before hunter-gatherers ate 80% vegetable food and 20% animal. Well, it turns out that the only hunter-gatherer, when someone analyzed that amount, you'd have to eat enough to get enough nutrients and calories. You'd have to eat 12 bushels of vegetables a day. So the only hunter-gatherer who could do that is a modern hunter-gatherer who basically is hunting and gathering in the supermarket, not in the wild. So basically, we couldn't do that. Then someone analyzed that further. They realized that people did not put into the small animals that the women gathered, not the big animals. Then it turns out that they ate a higher amount, something like 40% animal food in their diet, and something like 50% vegetable foods. So that it's in our nature basically to eat animal food. So in a sense, vegan is not natural if someone is looking to do that because of moral grounds. There's a lot of questions about the moral grounds of veganism. Is it that moral? Because if we all change to veganism, we'd have to use industrial agriculture, which kills lots of small animals. So it's not bloodless. In nature, everything's eating everything else, and animals are much more vicious than humans in killing animals. So vegan is really a modern movement and not a natural way, but if someone wants to do that, you can do that, but not based on the idea that it's natural for us, and not based on the effect that you can cover all nutrients, because there are a lot of things that you can't cover in vegan eating through just eating vegan style food. For example, protein is very low in grains and beans, the highest sources of protein, only 10 to 15%. So for instance, someone wants to get the minimum amount of protein, 40 grams of protein, you'd have to eat 3 to 4 cups of cooked grains and 6 cups of cooked beans. If you eat 6 cups of cooked beans, you might have to have a more solitary lifestyle because you'll become a natural gas producer. So it's not really practical for us to get our grains and beans from that, to get our protein. And many nutrients are missing that only come from animal source foods. So if you like to be vegan, we have to realize it's not a natural source.